We like to tell ourselves, it's just a magazine, it's just a glance, it's just a fun floating moment, it's just a phone call. This won't bind me, this won't control me. Then we hit a streak of days, and we're back at it. It becomes a sick cycle. 93% of boys and 62% of girls will be introduced to internet pornography before the age of 18. That's a shattering statistic and an issue that is destroying society. Porn is such a strong word that every time we hear it, it's a thought, or a moment, or a mistake that comes into our head. This issue has consumed the lives of my friends. I have had college friends that have had to take a semester off from school because every time they have the chance to access the internet, they felt tempted to watch porn. I myself let this addiction consume my life and turn me into someone who felt like it was not a big deal. And slowly but surely, it was consuming other aspects of my life. But there is light at the end of this tunnel. Isaiah 43:2 says, "When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned. The flames will not consume you." Simply saying that no matter what, God will never leave you. Struggles are a part of life and a part of making us human. But to overcome this addiction, it starts with a simple choice of saying, "I'm done letting the sin consume my life." The temptation will always be around you. You may have to delete that one person from your phone, or even turn away when an inappropriate scene comes on the TV. Even change the music you're listening to. This may all seem like a lot at once, but I know there is someone out there that has let their addiction to porn eat them away for too long, and they want to change. Nobody said it would be easy, but I promise you it'll be worth it. Taking this step is a brave thing, but it's a life-changing step. Making sacrifices to improve who you are as a leader is true leadership. I'm Tristan Riddick, and I'm a leader.
Think of worth, the level at which something is valued. Now think of self-worth, the level at which we value ourselves. Everyone struggles with where we put ourselves on that scale. Over 70% of teens ages 15 to 17 avoid daily activities when they feel bad about themselves. Can you imagine missing out on something you enjoy doing just because you felt you didn't look good enough to go or that you didn't deserve it? We look at the things that we don't have or the things that don't meet up to our standards. Sometimes when we make mistakes, we feel that we are unworthy and or undeserving of the purpose God has for our life. This makes us feel unimportant. Personally, my self-worth has to do a lot with my insecurities. I started to criticize myself for the way I looked, and eventually it got to the point where I would point out the smallest flaws. All the negative thoughts took over my mind. I would always be conscious of how I looked, and I knew that it had to stop before my thoughts took over my life. After putting our self-worth on a low scale, we have thoughts along the lines of, "I'm worthless. What am I good for?" God has a plan, not just any plan, but a special, hopeful plan specifically for you. In His plan for you, what you think are your flaws are not going to matter. No matter what your past is like, He is here for you, and He will guide you if you ask Him to. His love for us is unending. We need to learn to love ourselves just as He loves us for who we are. This is a cliche saying, but it's true. There is no one that can be a better you than you. Being a role model to others shows them that we are aware of who we are and we are confident with ourselves. Letting our light and leadership shine on others can inspire anyone. I am Giselle Unda, and I am a leader.
When I was 10, I was introduced to drugs for the first time. My parents were divorced. One day I was in my mom's apartment. She had to go to work. That was the first time I saw him smoking. Later, I came to know that he was smoking meth. As soon as my mom found out, we had to move on without him. Later on, he ruined his life and had to give up his own daughter. Through the years, I was introduced to new drugs that everyone was trying. It was the first time I saw weed, and it was in 6th grade. When I made my way to high school, it was a whole new game. I started to be brought around drugs like Molly, heroin, and cocaine. I found myself being surrounded by drug dealers, and then some of my friends were fiends. It never really hit me until a couple of months ago when I had to go help clean out a family member friend's house. He had overdosed on heroin and had threw up all over himself. He had left behind his 5-year-old daughter and his friends and family, all to get high for only a couple of hours. This was the event in my life that I knew I would never go down the same route. I'm Dylan Bowles, and I'm a leader.
Are you truly happy? How are you sure? Do you wake up every day and hide your pain behind a smile? Do you live a life that lets you forget the struggles brewing inside you? What if the person right next to you woke up every day and felt these sorrows? It's that possible. They can be your neighbor, your father, your mother, your childhood friend. They can be the kid who you laugh at every day in the hall, the teacher you mock, that pretty girl who caught your eye, your pastor, your advisor, your fellow leader. Victims of sadness are everywhere and can be found where you least expect. There was once a boy much like this. He woke up every day smothered in his misery. He could not stand the feeling of being unaccomplished, unworthy, unappreciated, and underestimated. He felt that he did not deserve the life he had. He felt that so many others would rise to do great things while he stayed obsolete. And so he was ready to leave it all behind. He was ready to leave without a word. Not to his family, his friends. Nobody would hear from him again, but there was hesitation. And then he found me. He found that it gave him hope, gave him ambition, happiness, a reason to laugh, a reason to smile. He found his brothers, his sisters, his family he never had. And now, he lives for one purpose, the pursuit of happiness. He has chosen to live life at its fullest and in the sun under his God. And it's that simple. Choose happiness, and happiness will come.
Choose to be ambitious, and you will be rewarded. Choose to stay determined, and you will achieve the impossible. Life is too valuable a currency to waste, so spend it well. The darkness that haunts your soul is nowhere as powerful as the light that wants to fill it.
I am Jacob Becker, and I am a
This weekend is about you the individual, you the leader, not the club, not the why. What you choose to fill your blank with is your decision. Dishonest, lazy, disrespectful, selfish, or selfless, fit, and aware. Leaders lead, are fit, and most importantly are aware of their decisions. Work on you and your club will be stronger. Your why will be stronger. The mission will be stronger. As you go back to your why, remind yourself every day what you want to fill your blank with. Leaders are selfless, fit, and aware of their decisions. Leaders are